Well, you have entered into your course for Moody, and this is the story and structure of the Bible. Hopefully, you are in the right course. So, as a way of housekeeping, every student is required to do the required date and attendance tests. You have 3 days to log into Blackboard and accomplish that within a timely fashion. Also, here are the schedule and the syllabus. You can download that, save it, print it off, whatever you need to do as a reference for the remainder of the 8 weeks. Here's this description for the class, an overview of the main plotline of the Bible, along with the literary structure and cultural backgrounds that affect its meaning. Important sub-themes and characters will be explored. In reality, that's what we're going to be doing each week. So first, in week number 1, we'll be exploring the Exodus theme and how that theme kind of wraps around the whole of the Old and New Testament. Looking at how Moses is leading the people out, and then how other writers in the Old and New touch upon the Exodus experience, whether it's associated with sin, whether it's associated with struggling, dealing with trial, going through that difficult period of life. And so Exodus is that backdrop that we want to understand of the people of God struggling, making bad decisions, and God judging them accordingly. And so we'll look at those themes together through your reading and also through the discussion thread. Each week I will post videos, just short videos on the major things you want to think about each week. Some will touch on the reading, some will just touch on the large overview of each week's main theme and direction. Here are the course textbooks that you are required to purchase. You have William Klein and Blomberg, great book, thick book. This will be a keeper for you. And then you have Telling God's Story, the Biblical Narrative by Vang and Carter, another solid work that you'll probably keep along the way. Now, here is the course breakout as we think about each assignment. The major portion of your work is coming from discussion threads. And let me just be clear on this, that it is important that you post every week. Now, I get there are times where you will enter some roadblocks. A week might be difficult than another. But I would just say this, that if you can get at least one post in a week, you'll hit that minimum average of a C. If you're posting more than once, you're getting up to that B. If you're up to 3 and above times, and when I'm talking about posts, I'm thinking through a meaningful post to your colleagues or your other students in the class, as we want to say it, but your fellow classmates. We want to make sure that we're thoughtful in our presentation. We're not merely saying, "Oh, that's cool," but we want to interact with what they say, or maybe it's an observation or a meaningful comment that they found from the reading of the textbook. So that's where it's at. When we think about discussion board, we're thinking about integration of our textbook and biblical scripture. So don't be afraid of adding some quotes and some scripture to support your reflection. And then, of course, you can see how these other items break out. You have your topic sentence. This is all worth 15%. And I want also to touch on the biblical theology peer review. We won't be doing that. I found when I'm teaching this class, that was designed for individuals to be grouped up and to grade each other's assignments. And then what I've discovered is students are not doing that, and so there's a frustration. So you actually get 25 points here. So do well. Give me your thesis. If you'd like to talk offline, we can schedule an appointment to do that. Or if you want feedback by email, I can also provide that as well. More details will come in regards to that particular assignment. Again, let's go through the resources here. You'll see what is required for a grading rubric and working through those given assignments. Well, that is it. I would begin working through reading week number 1, what's required here in regards to the assignments for Vang and Carter, Moberly, Birch. Some of the other lesson resource folder is really important for you to see right here. This is where PDFs are located for extra reading outside of the textbook. And so you'll want to also then watch or listen to these audio recordings that are short but succinct in relationship to the class. Well, I hope that helps, and look forward to talking with you some more and as we go over the assignments.